Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is ATrainGame, and today we're on a more serious note. We're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed. And not just any Assassin's Creed. The Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Let's get this started. Now you're probably wondering why I have this beat. You're like, what are you wearing anything, dude? Like, are you gonna put some clothes on? But no, man. I decided to be one of those cool dudes, show that I was working out and shit. Gotta show my muscles, all that good shit. Nah, but anyways, to the main point. Alright, we need to get into business because this is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is what we are talking about today. Now, I have here with me, not only am I watching the trailer, which I should probably start up right now, alright? Gotta put it on mute, because otherwise it'll interfere, it'll interfere with the recording. But from what we can see, obviously, we have a badass, and it's not really a CGI trailer. It's more of like a... I guess you could say it's a CGI trailer. Like, Assassin's Creed always has the fucking badass CGI trailer that we all know is not going to be what the actual game is like. But from what I'm watching here, I mean, this actually looks like in-game footage, Well, that part right there doesn't, but... it looks like a mixture of CGI and in-game footage. This takes place... What is this? It's called Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It takes place 1868 London during the Industrial Revolution. And it's pretty much... You're an assassin and there's gangs roaming around. There's a crime during the Victorian era, that's what it says. And a fight against the established order. Controlled by the Templars, of course. Like, so we didn't see that coming, alright? This is Assassin's Creed, you know what to expect. Pretty much it's going to be exactly the same as Assassin's Creed Unity, alright? The same gameplay, kind of like, how Assassin's Creed 3 changed, the whole gameplay mechanics from Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed 3 just changed it, like, everything was new, the whole fighting system was brand new. Free running was supposed to be a lot more smoother. In my opinion, it was. I don't care what anyone has to say, it was. And just like Unity, the free running and all that crap, the fighting is a lot better than what it used to be. Now, a lot of people dog Assassin's Creed Unity, alright? A lot of people dog. Like, every time I'm on the internet, as soon as I watch this trailer, as a matter of fact, I looked into the comments section, and all you see are people dogging Assassin's Creed, oh, this is bullshit, it's a yearly thing now, it's annual, we're getting a freaking Assassin's Creed game. Sometimes they come out 2 times a year and shit like that. Well, first, I mean, it's not necessarily true, but at the same time it is, because I remember... Now, I've been a fan of Assassin's Creed since the first game, alright? Like, the first game came out, I was going nuts for that shit. Like, I was like, what is this shit? Like, this is breaking the fourth wall of video games. Like, you can't do this shit, man. Like, it was just some crazy new shit that I've never played before in my life. Now, there are plenty more stealthy fucking games. Splinter Cell was around at that time, and I was a fan of that too, but Assassin's Creed was just awesome, bro. There was just something about it that was so different. The story was amazing. And one thing that Assassin's Creed does, and still continues to do to this day, is it's always, you play through it, it plays through a historical time, in whatever, in fucking European culture, and a time in, like, London, fucking France, and even America, dude. Like, it gives you a little, lesson about what it was like, man. I mean, and obviously we can't tell exactly what it was like back in those time eras, but this, it's interesting to find out, like, oh, this is what Sam Adams was doing during the American Revolution and shit like that, like, this is what fucking Napoleon Bonaparte was like, and instead of just reading it in a book, like, I can actually see what's going on from a game and to actually interact with that shit. Now, obviously, we know there probably Arno and fucking Connor were not real people that actually ran around fucking fighting next to these historical figures, but it's still cool to be able to play alongside them, you know, and fucking actually experience that shit firsthand. And that's one thing that Assassin's Creed continues to do to this day, and that's one reason why I still like it. And it's probably another reason why I'm going to pick up Syndicate, because I'm actually interested about the Industrial Revolution time. Like, I've played Fable 3, but obviously that's way more fictional than this game is. Anyways, let's see, what else can I fucking pull out of this game? We were introduced to the main protagonist in the game. His name was Jacob Frye. And also his fucking sister is in the game. Like, this is another thing that Assassin's Creed is changing this time around. His sister, and her name, I'm not quite sure what her name is. It's like Evie. It's like Evie. Like Eevee from fucking Pokemon or some shit, I don't know. EVA, you don't know, man, because it takes place in London. We all know that we all have different accents, different ways of pronouncing things, so I don't know. But here we have an instance that could have been something cool, alright? I think, this is one thing I think about Assassin's Creed. Like, what? For a long time, you know, since Assassin's Creed 2 came out, me and my best friend, huge fans of the games. You know, Assassin's Creed 2 was my all-time favorite game in the series. Just completely blew my mind with what they did, and you know, it was at a pretty good point in the Assassin's Creed series, was during the 2, and then it started to get, you know, of course, pretty redundant, repetitive, and shit like that. After that, like Brotherhood Revelations, they started coming out annually, and people were just getting sick of it, and I was still eating it up, you know, I was fucking bring me more, you know, shit like that. But this is something that me and my friend would always talk about. We always envisioned, you know, a co-optional Assassin's Creed, and Unity, you know, definitely brought that to my reality. You know, Unity brought to us co-optional gameplay, and you know, they tried to before, you know, it used to be they introduced multiplayer. They introduced, you know, these little I don't know, I forgot what they call it, like firefights, dog shits, where it's like everyone who played Assassin's Creed multiplayer knows what it's like, you know, like it's pretty much you pick your character, there's other people there, and then you gotta walk around and fucking assassinate them and shit, and there's different game modes, obviously, there's like capture the flag and shit, and then they tried to add like a co-optional mode where it's the same thing as the multiplayer, except you're fighting AI and you have 4 players on your team and shit. And it was okay, but it wasn't really what I pictured, you know, co-optional Assassin's Creed being like. You know, when I pictured a co-optional Assassin's Creed, I wanted them to make a story. You know, if you played Splinter Cell Conviction, Splinter Cell Blacklist, something like that, you know, like if you have co-op, you know, there's your friend in the same like story game as you, and we're playing alongside each other, like fucking Blacklist. Did I say Black Flag Splinter Cell? Blacklist Splinter Cell. That was probably the most perfect fucking way of doing it. And well, I guess I wouldn't say perfect, because perfect would be somehow incorporating the co-op to the entire story. But Blacklist did pretty good, and Conviction did pretty good as well. Conviction had a whole separate co-optional story. So it's like they have the main story, then you can choose the co-optional story, and it also tied in with the main story as well, which was cool. And that's what I liked about it. And that's what I always hoped that Assassin's Creed would do one day, was make a co-optional version. You know, even if it wasn't the main story, like make like a side co-optional story that you and your friend or up to 4 players could even play. Like, I always envisioned something like that, and Unity was getting it. You know, they were getting it. They took out the entire multiplayer. They revamped it, and they didn't revamp it, but they just took out the whole multiplayer that 1 through or 3 through 4 brought to the game. Or not 3, but what was it? Brotherhood, did it start? I think Brotherhood is where multiplayer started. But they took that out, and they brought co-optional fucking shit to it, you know? And it was pretty cool. Like you could play up to 4 players, you know, and customization was pretty cool. Like it was pretty much your character from the single player playing with other people, you know. And that was awesome. I liked that. Me and my friend, unfortunately, you know, it was too late. Me and my friend had already parted ways on the console war, you know. I went my separate way with the Xbox One. He got the PS4, and now he barely even plays video games anymore. So our dream of playing co-op Assassin's Creed together has pretty much died because we won't be able to do it. And there's no split screen, of course, so we couldn't do it that way either. But they finally brought a co-optional version to the game, and I for some reason, again, people were dogging on this, man. Like I don't understand. Like yeah, I will say this: the servers were pretty bad when it first came out. The servers were terrible, and due to that, the Ubisoft had to drop the Dead Kings DLC for free. And apparently, I mean, there was so much shit wrong with the game at launch. You know, me myself personally, I had no problems with it. I wasn't experiencing any glitches. I wasn't experiencing any, you know, people's faces flying off their fucking. Like their characters' heads and shit. Like I didn't experience nothing like that. All right. I will say that I wasn't able to connect to the multiplayer a lot. That's one thing that I'll say that I had problems with. But at that moment, I wasn't really trying to play multiplayer because I'm the type of guy who likes to play with my friends. I don't like to just join random games. But I could always see it at the bottom of the corner saying not able to connect to Ubisoft and shit, because it's like one of those games where it automatically connects you, like you're always connected, and when someone tries to join you, it would show up on the screen and shit. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people dogged Assassin's Creed Unity, but in all honesty, I think Unity was a pretty decent game, dude. Like the story was pretty good. I liked the story. I liked Arno, and the multiplayer was good. I think it was way better than the original multiplayer, you know, like just random games of fucking assassinating the same looking character. There's like only 6 different characters and they're all walking around. Even the AI were fucking those characters and shit. Like, I thought this was way better, just putting co-op into fucking Assassin's Creed, having a real Assassin's Creed experience instead of like a fucking simulation. Whatever the multiplayer was like a simulation and shit of Assassin's Creed. Like, it was weird. But anyways, I digress. We're getting way too far into this. What was I talking about? Okay. The main point, what I was trying to say is this has opportunity. This had opportunity, I should say. Because they've already confirmed, I think, that multiplayer is completely out of this game. There's no multiplayer in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I don't know if it was because of what happened with Unity. All the bullshit, you know. And servers being shitty. Forcing them to drop a free DLC. I don't know if that's the reason they're taking it out. But up there, to my knowledge, as of right now, fucking 1:07 p.m., 5/28/2015, I have not seen anything about any multiplayer being involved in this game. Which, it's. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like I guess I'm okay with that. But at the same time, like I said, this has opportunity, man. Like now they're introducing, you know, 2 protagonists. Like you could play as Jacob Frye or his sister Evie Frye, and they both have similar but different personalities. It looks like. It says that Evie is strong in stealth and relies on her intelligence and wit, whereas you know, Jacob is meant to be more of a hot-headed brawler and specializes in close combat and stuff like that, you know, so this has opportunity to be like a 2-player co-optional story, dude. Like this has so much opportunity, man. And I would be okay with that, you know. I'd be okay with it just being 2-player, you know, or even make it like 4-player co-op, like on some Halo 3 shit, where, you know, one guy's Master Chief, one guy's the Arbiter, and then you got those 2 fucking random ass people, you know, like 2 random ass elites that the other 2 players play as. Well, that would be fine too. But I would be okay with just 2-player co-op. You know, one guy plays as Jacob, one person plays as Evie. That would be fine, dude. And I mean, I don't know why. And I mean, again, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know, you know, the limitations that they have to adding a second player to the actual story mode. But I mean, maybe it's the same reason why, you know, GTA 5 couldn't have made co-op for their game. You know? I mean, the multiplayer is pretty much a co-optional story of its own in GTA 5, but I don't know. Like, I see opportunity for that game as well. Like, you got Michael, you got Franklin, you got Trevor. Like, why couldn't you incorporate some sort of co-op into this? You know, like, that would be awesome to play the actual story mode of GTA co-optionally, you know, with like 2 of your friends or something, you know. Like, it doesn't have to be 4-player, it doesn't have to be 3-player, it could be 2-player, dude. Even that, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the limitations, whatever. Let's move on with it. Sorry. Yeah, dude. I mean, a lot of people are. I mean, a lot of people are already dogging on this game, you know. You know, before this game was released, they just had like a. They just had like a what was it called? Like a fucking direct. I'm not gonna say a direct, but they had like Ubisoft, the almighty Ubisoft, had their, you know, the one day with a fucking timer that goes down showing, like, we're showing off our new game here. And then, you know, before that, the code name for this game was Victory, and now it's Syndicate. People were dogging on that too. I was like, dude, it was just a code name. Like, it wasn't even the actual name of the game, so don't complain about them changing the name. Like, and I don't even think that that's what they were calling it. Like, somebody just, you know, oh yeah, we got a glimpse of what the game looks like. Here's me taking a picture of some guy next to me who was working on the Assassin's Creed game, and this is what it's called. Like, no, Ubisoft didn't even name it that. That's just what we were codenaming it. So you can't complain about that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they never revealed it to be called Victory in the first place. But it's, you know, it's set to come out Q3, Q4, 2015. I'm expecting a November release, probably. If it doesn't get pushed back, that is. But I doubt Assassin's Creed will get pushed back. Even if it's not finished, they will fucking release that shit, you know? But I honestly, from what I've seen with the trailer, man, I'm pretty hyped for this game, dude. I'm pretty hyped for this game. Let me go down a little bit. Let's see. From what we saw, I mean, again, it looks almost exactly like Unity. It's made on the same engine, so I have no doubts that that they probably brought over majority of their graphics and shit from Unity. But to be honest, like, what game doesn't do that nowadays, you know? At least what game that has annual releases doesn't do that. Call of Duty does that all the time, and people dog on them for that, but I feel like there's a lot more fans for Call of Duty for some reason. I am not a fan of that game anymore. I stopped after I bought Ghosts for some reason, and that was the last game I bought. I was so disappointed that I just said, fuck this. I don't care how good people say Advanced Warfare was, I'm not buying it, and I'm not buying Black Ops 3. Even though Black Ops was a pretty good game, it's just time to let it go, you know? It's time to start coming out with new IPs. It's time to stop fucking letting these game companies fuck with us, man. It's time to stop. Yeah, but you know, from what I've seen from this trailer, I mean, maybe it's my Assassin's Creed fanboy-ism within me. But I'm I don't want to say I'm hyped for this game, because I don't want to get too hyped and be disappointed. But at the same time, you know, I have high hopes for this shit. I have some high hopes for this shit, man. If you watch the gameplay trailer, they released a gameplay trailer as well, with pre-alpha footage. You know, it shows Jacob and it shows his sister. You know, they're badass. You know, Jacob's fucking badass too. Like, this guy gives no fucks. All right, like, if somebody comes up to him, he's knocking him out. You know, like, and his sister, you know, she's kind of smart, but at the same time, you know, she's agreeing with him. You got this fucking Muslim-looking ass guy right here from Assassin's Creed 1 and shit. You know, he's probably, I'm thinking that he's like some higher up, maybe. I don't know if there's going to be like a guild, like an assassin guild in this game, or if you guys are just like 3 rogues, you know, like representing the assassins or some shit, you know, trying to form an order. They even got kids, like little kids running around, you know, giving you information and shit. And, you know, and I think kids were introduced in the third game, I think children were introduced in that. Otherwise it was Unity, where children were introduced. But yeah, you know, they added, like, I think they took horses out in Unity. But, like, who actually used horses? Well, fuck, what am I talking about, dude? There were horses back then. How'd they get around, you know? But they have carriages and shit now. Like, you can drive around carriages. This is turning into, like, a fucking GTA style game. Like, even with the co-op, you know, because I heard that the co-op is supposed to be, like, a lot, like, similar to GTA 5 in a way, where you could easily switch over between characters and wherever they're located, you know, in the world. But we got fucking Jacob Frye here riding a carriage. Can fast forward this a little bit. Yeah, it looks almost, I'm saying this a lot, but it looks almost identical to Unity. They'll probably up the graphics a little bit. Like, this is pre-alpha footage and it looks great. Like, looks pretty good. So that's how you know that they stole the graphics off of Unity a little bit. Free running looks almost the same. I like how Jacob wears, like, the fucking top hat, and then when he's about to do some stealthy shit, he fucking pulls it off and puts his hood up. I like that. It's fucking badass. He's got, like, a cane, and I'm sure they're gonna add some new ego vision shit where they milk it more, and they completely make it fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? They make it way easier, you know, to find enemies. And they've been doing that. Ubisoft's been doing that with every game, you know. Like, even with Splinter Cell, they gave Sam Fisher, like, fucking eagle sense and shit. Like, he can look through walls and shit. Cause, or not really. It's not really a sense that he has sonar vision and shit. In Conviction, they introduced that, and that was the only goggle you had with sonar vision. Yeah. Anyways, they introduced a grappling hook. So it enables fucking Jacob, or I don't know if, like, one or both have it. I'm sure they both have it, but from what it looks like, you know, it's not going to be used, you know, for anything serious like fighting. It looks like it's just going to be an easier way to climb up walls and shit. Like, you know, fuck free running. We're just gonna do some Spider-Man shit to the top of the building and just go up there. Almost comparable to, like, well, I don't know what to compare it to exactly, but Dying Light would probably be the most, or no, maybe, I don't want to say Just Cause, because Just Cause is, like, goofy with it, you know, like, you can fucking grab onto anything and just go onto it, you know. But Dying Light probably, just because you grapple onto something and you go that way, you know, like, you're not pulling nothing. Like, I don't know if you can use it, because from what I'm seeing here, like, they didn't really show if you could use it to fight or nothing, so I don't know. That could be a thing. Who knows? But it also looks like they brought back the whistle. I don't want to call it an ability, because that's, like, fucking stupid. You should have had that from the beginning. I remember they took that out in Unity because they were talking about wanting to make it a lot more difficult and stealthier. But, you know, it's been this way for a while now with Assassin's Creed. Like, you're not gonna get a uniquely stealthy game unless you fucking make it mandatory for you to stealth, you know. With making Jacob Frye this ultimate badass guy, like, no one's gonna want to use stealth. I guarantee you, majority of the people are gonna be like, fuck this, and just run up on everyone and try and fight everyone. That's pretty much how it was, dude. Like, in Assassin's Creed 3, I remember they were like, oh yeah, we got thousands of people being able to be on the screen at the same time now. Like, you can fight during, like, the war and shit, like, fight hundreds of people. And then when you actually buy the game and you try and fight those people, you get fucking automatically die and get shot up by everybody. It was stupid, but I have a feeling that stealth is gone. This is just going to be another game where people are abusing, you know, the talents, or just trying to figure out a way to fight people and win, just show how badass they are. And then they got carriages and shit. You can fucking, you know, fucking ride, like chase people down in carriages. What? I don't know what game this... There were carriages in Brotherhood and Revelations. I remember the mission where you were on the fucking, you were on the back, attached to the back of Leonardo da Vinci's carriage with a fucking machine gun and shit. Like, what is this bullshit, you know? And in Revelations, you're on Sophia's, the back of her carriage with the fucking parachute and shit, like gliding, doing some hang gliding shit. But this one looks like you can actually control it and chase people and then get into gang fights, like you're a leader of a gang or some shit. San Andreas meets Assassin's Creed right here. Yeah, but I mean, is Assassin's Creed going downhill, man? Me being a diehard fan, this is me, alright? I was a fanboy for the longest time. I still kind of am. That's why I'm getting the game. But in all honesty, Assassin's Creed is going downhill, man. And you know why it is? It's because of all the people who are fanboys and won't give it up, you know? Who pre-order this game, bro. I bet you this game has hundreds of thousands of pre-orders already. I have not pre-ordered it, alright? And I'm not going to. Am I going to buy it? Probably. But I guarantee you there will be a copy there on the day it comes out, regardless if I pre-ordered it or not. It's at the point now where you can do it that way. And even if they didn't have a copy at the store, I could just digitally download it. So either way, I'm getting a copy. And you think the pre-order bonuses are actually worth it, dude? Like, think about it. Like, what was the pre-order bonus for Assassin's Creed Unity? It was a fucking chemical revolution. And it wasn't even an actual mission, dude. It was one of those bullshit investigation missions where you fucking... What was it? Where you the game doesn't tell you shit. You have to go around the world and find clues and shit. And there's nothing interesting. You don't get nothing for it. It was bullshit, dude. And I think they already announced what the pre-order bonus for this is. You get another stupid-ass mission like that, dude. I don't want that. And they don't even, if they give you like a weapon or something, it's not like it's going to be the strongest weapon in the game, you know? It'll be some mediocre weapon that's slightly better than the one you start out with. And sooner or later you'll get a weapon better than it. Like, that's what they give you. It's crap, and pre-orders are what makes these games, like, this is what happens. Same with Call of Duty. They get all these pre-orders, which shows them, and once they get the pre-orders, the game is fucking, it's already destined to sell that many copies, you know what I'm saying? Even more. A good example, Battlefront, dude. I'm hundreds of thousands, millions of people have pre-ordered that game already, and for what? You know, like, they haven't showed off any gameplay. They showed one CGI trailer, you know, with fucking Battlefront on the name, and people already pre-ordered the shit. And they have like a slight fucking, like, a slight summary of like what's going to be in the game and shit, and what's not going to be in the game. And that's the most concerning, is what's not going to be in the game. I love Battlefront, man. Battlefront 2 is my favorite game, like shooting game of the retro era, you know, like for Xbox and shit. Like, Battlefront 2, man. And it had online aspects to it, but nobody played it because online wasn't really a thing back then. But now, like, Battlefront's just gonna be an online-only game? Like, it's kind of stupid, dude. I don't know. That's another story. That's another fucking thing to talk about. I'm about to wrap this up, dude. Like, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Assassin's Creed as a series. Let me know what you think about Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Like, how does it look? Are you a fan of the series? Do you think this is going downhill? Let me know what you guys think, man. Like I said, I have high hopes for this game because I want the series to come back. I want it to be good. They need to take a break, man. They need to stop doing this annual shit. And the only way they're gonna do that is if we, as people, stop supporting this shit. All right? Stop fucking pre-ordering. Stop giving them millions of dollars. And they don't take into regard like what we say. You know, they might see our comments, but they don't give a fuck about that. As long as they're making money, they're gonna keep doing this shit because they think it's okay. You know, that's why Call of Duty's gotten away with this for so long, man. That's why all these annual games have gotten away with this for so long. If you think about it, bro, as people, as the people giving these entertainment people their money, we have the power to stop this shit. We could shut down any source of entertainment, dude. We could shut down YouTube. We could shut down gaming companies. We could shut down fucking famous people, dude. Think about this real quick. Kanye West wouldn't be making any fucking money if everybody in the world who was a fan of him and purchased something that he owns stopped. If we stopped purchasing his albums, if we stopped watching any video he made, on the internet, if we stopped fucking buying any t-shirts or shoes that he fucking brought out, that guy would be broke as shit. And he would not be famous anymore. And it would be because of us. And you know why he's famous and shit? It's because of us. Alright, I'm gonna stop this shit before I start rambling, alright? Leave a like, leave a dislike, I don't give a fuck, leave a comment, subscribe, all that shit, and let me know what you think. I'm out, man, and let me finish by drinking this Dr. Pepper. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, let's do this.